Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. My name is Grim. Today we're checking out Baki Dou Part 1, or Musashi Dou, and we're going to continue the fight between Musashi and Pickle. Like, Musashi just outright picked a fight with Pickle. He was minding his own business, sleeping. This man smacked him in order to wake him up, then tried to slit his throat. So now he's pretty much bullying Pickle, and I'm eager to see Pickle's retaliation. So chapter 102 is entitled Resemblance. This man is a wild beast, just as I am. Nah, he's much more savage than you, at least in my opinion. So Pickle's eyes are bloodshot now. He looks back at Musashi. Musashi puts his hand in position to hold these swords, his short and long sword, as Pickle roars. Man, so it looks like Pickle went to reach out for Musashi, and Musashi cut off both his wrists, his arm, he cut through his torso, all with his bare-handed slashing strike. So I'm eager to see what they did to Pickle, if anything at all. Is he just wincing in a bit of pain, or is he gonna have any types of scars? So Musashi started out in front of Pickle, ended up behind him, and the aftermath of him traveling that distance is multiple slashes all over Pickle's body. So Pickle's scene here is still writhing from the pain. I mean, he's got him everywhere. He's cut this leg in more than one place. Shoulder, everything. So come on, Pickle. Musashi puts his swords by his side, swords being his hands. My sword can slice and split a metal armor in two. It's cutting this helmet in half. A regular person will understand it the moment it touches his skin, but not him. The elasticity of his muscles is different. The sword cannot reach the entrails and the bones underneath those muscles. Take a look. He was supposed to sustain a severe wound, but instead he ended up with mere bruises. Okay, so he did ended up bruising from that, but Musashi is saying he was supposed to have severed these limbs, but all Pickle sustained is a bruise. So cool. I love Pickle so much. Pickle remembered his land back in the Cretaceous period. Have a giant dinosaur leaving massive footsteps in the earth as a volcano erupts, and the herbivores eating some green top of a tree. Those men were hundreds of times heavier than him. Among these men of valor, it's comparing these dinosaurs to men, there was an unpleasant guy. It was small and vicious, but fast. Really fast. Nonetheless, the most dangerous thing of this man was this part. So we have like a smaller reptile-like dinosaur, and Pickle's trying to catch its tail and he can't, it's too quick. He's saying the most dangerous part of it was his talons. And we have Pickle fighting it, and he's all cut up from the slashes from this dinosaur, from his claws and the talons on his feet. The big claws on both feet. He got scratched time and time again. Sometimes T-Rexes would go for a carry-on, but they were different. They were always lively, brave, and ferocious. So no matter who these little dudes were fighting, they were always trying to bang. Even giant Triceratops, T-Rex, no matter what it was, it always fought with valor, always ready to fight heavier and more dangerous men than them. As Pickle sees his opponent, he ponders. These men were Deinonychus. This guy is similar to them. That's dope that they got him in the same posture. Chapter 103, Dream. This is our original test site. After the cloning process, we test the subject's motor functions in this room. The wall is made of duralumin. The floor is made of rubber. If you want to battle here, you can do it to your heart's content. So they moved Musashi and Pickle to a different room so they can fight each other without destroying the lab. Everyone stopped for a moment. Are we being serious in what we're considering here? Mr. Musashi, your existence is a wonder because you were born of a clone. A clone of a great man from history, but you're not him. A clone is a copy. We could do many more of you. Instead, Pickle here, we discovered him in salt rock layers that were located 3,280 feet underground. It was said that he subsisted by eating dinosaurs daily in the Cretaceous period. There is no doubt that he too is a wonder. He is irreplaceable, and God knows we cannot make another copy of him. If we are not careful, this useless speculation could end in tragedy, like humanity losing both our treasures and ending up with nothing. Musashi Miyamoto fights Pickle. Who do you think will win? You're both willing to risk both mankind wonders, just to satisfy some childish curiosity. Wake up and open your eyes. You're so loud, Mr. Pain. Tokugawa is so dope. As you can see, my eyes are wide open. Not only me, but everyone can see the truth in front of them. The strongest warrior from the Warring States era has found the strongest creature from the Cretaceous era. The swordsman is to have a showdown, and the ancient warrior is to devour the swordsman. Isn't this a favorable time to be alive and witness this historic monumental showdown? If you don't want to see it, nobody will force you to stay. But for the record, I won't let anybody try and interrupt this dream at all costs. They won't be forgiven. Tokugawa's no fighter, but he's extremely powerful. Oh goodness. Dr. Pain reaches in his jacket, pulls out a gun, a pistol. I knew it would come to this. I don't need fangs or superhuman strength to enforce reason. I had a really bad feeling when I heard that Mr. Tokugawa was visiting the laboratory. My gut feeling once again hit the mark on my predictions. I might be an old fool, but this charade has to stop. Notice how Musashi's ended up in front of Dr. Pain. He's definitely about to end this dude with this gun. In Japan, civilians aren't allowed to carry firearms, nor are they for sale. But being a distinguished state guest, they didn't bother to check my luggage for illegal items. Well, in conclusion, let's give up this fight, shall we? Nobody has to get injured. This is all I'm asking. Let's all leave and I'll be taking Pickle with me. And then the doctor has some type of realization. Oh my goodness, his wrist has been broken. So now this pistol is just dangling. Then his throat has also been cut. Oh my goodness. So he broke his wrist, then sliced him up in many different places. Oh wow. Tokugawa's looking, as is the other doctor. Pickle is looking onward, having experienced this for the first time. And the doctor is standing here, and we get the illusion of everything bursting after having been cut. His head falls off, everything. Then we get another image of him just standing here with a broken wrist. So he's standing here shocked. Musashi has his sword in hand. He takes the pistol, a short tube type rifle, eh? Let's see. He points it over at Tokugawa and the other doctor. They flee, jump out of the way. He shoots the bullet. Wow. Shell falls, there's a hole in the wall. He continues to shoot. Bang, bang, bang. Multiple shots fired. Musashi's just trying to understand this weapon. It's simpler than shuriken, but it hits well. They improved these a lot. This is a scary weapon, but not scary enough to get in the way and stop our battle. He smiles and Pickle looks so innocent. I love when Pickle ends up in frame. Nothing and nobody will interrupt my battle with Pickle. I haven't seen Musashi this excited since he came across Yujiro. I'm okay with it. How about you? Oh? Pickle's eyes open and start to sparkle. Pickle is looking at Musashi and he sees the image of a volcano erupting. Well, chapter 104. How did you do it? I was slashed countless times. Even though Musashi wasn't holding any weapons, he's over in the corner shaking. He sliced me to pieces. I remember it vividly, how the cold blade penetrated my skin. Cutting easily without any obstructions, through the layers of fat and muscles, slashing from the hardest part of my bones all the way to my frail internal organs. I felt how it was to be decapitated. The boiling fresh blood was scattered in the air. This is death. I was dead for real. My brain told me so. All the 37 trillion cells were aware of it. The fact is, I was dead. At that moment, this is a dope image of Musashi and Pickle standing off. Pickle roars, Musashi gathers up his aura. The doctor's standing, just sitting here in the corner shaking. He's finally free. Pickle bares his fangs during that roar. Because of those eyes and the fury he feels beneath them, it reminds him of the strongest opponent he had and the hard time fighting and defeating him. So Pickle leans forward. The muscles in his foot and these super thick toenails, leans forward, rocketing himself toward Musashi in his explosion of a tackle, completely unleashed. Oh wow, love Pickle so much. So he didn't even start off being like savage. He didn't even start off with a tackle. He ran in and threw one of Jack's kicks. This is the exact kick he threw against Matobe. You can tell by the angle of his foot, everything. This is Jack's kick. I love it. So we're about to see all of our fighters' techniques through Pickle against Musashi, and this is dope. And it matters because Pickle is he's physically much stronger than all of our fighters, and he's about to use their techniques against Musashi. So we get to see how Musashi would deal with these things, but from a much stronger opponent. It's just crazy. So he throws Jack's sidekick at Musashi. Musashi dodges, gets his swords together. I'm not exactly sure what this is. He struck something. Yeah, he hit Pickle's shin with the base of both swords, which would be excruciating. He yells in agony. The doctor and Tokugawa both look onward. Somehow it's his flesh. I cannot cut his bones because of it. How do you do it? So he's trying to figure out how to cut Pickle. He landed another strike, but it only left another bruise. So Pickle's still livid. He goes to throw another strike. He goes to throw this uppercut. Throws one of our fighters' uppercuts. Leave a comment below whose uppercut is this. Musashi dodges it, swings those swords around, cuts Pickle across his torso. Super fast swing. You can see just his torso is moving. Look at the pivot of his foot. Cuts across Pickle's torso. Pickle yells in pain again. It must be his flesh. I do not see his internal organs flying out. You can't cut Pickle, man. I just wonder, who is he? He's nothing like the others. Man, so he's saying he's nothing even like Yujiro. So those of you that were saying that Yujiro was still physically stronger than Pickle, I don't know. Musashi's saying otherwise. This guy, what kind of man am I fighting with? Pickle still roars. He's looking at Musashi. Musashi's just getting excited. Yeah. I should finish this as soon as possible. So he's looking at Pickle. He sees another mountain of gold as well as a sea of hands praising him. I guess a crowd. Goodness. And that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the continuation or a continuation of the fight between Musashi and Pickle. Leave a comment below. How do you think the fight's going so far. I love that Pickle has not been cut by Musashi. Like, his durability has been what's keeping him in here so far. I figured he'd have a hard time striking him, but if he does get a hold of him, I think it will be detrimental to Musashi's health. I really hope he does get a hold of him. Leave a comment below. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have or are a new subscriber, there are playlists in the description that would allow you to catch up to any given point in the Baki universe, as well as KingJonAFC. So I hope you guys will hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Hope to see you next video. As always, otaku for life.